So in Romans 4:13, Paul says that Abraham is the heir of the whole world. Now, if you're reading the Old Testament, this might seem a little puzzling because God promised Abraham a land with kind of specific boundaries. Basically, the modern area that we call Palestine, or the Holy Land, from Egypt to the northern part where Syria is, the border of Turkey up there. So how could Paul then say that Abraham is the heir of the whole world, not just one particular piece of land? And I think to understand that, we need to understand how the land functions in the whole message of the Bible. Because the point of God's land promises were never just one piece of territory, one little strip of territory in the Middle East, but rather God's land promises are ultimately about the whole world. So God put his people in a garden, a land, to dwell with him as his people who enjoy his presence. When Adam and Eve were cast out of the garden, they were cast out of the land that God had given to them. And then God promised a land to Abraham where he would live with them. And so as that continues to develop, we see that the land is ultimately not just about a place to set up borders or a place to mark out territory in distinction from a bunch of other countries, but the land is the place where God dwells with his people. Ultimately, we see throughout the Old Testament and the prophets that God promises to reign over the whole earth, to dwell with his people in the whole earth. So then Zechariah 14 can say, in that day, the Lord will be king over the whole earth. His land will be the whole earth. So then Paul can say about Abraham, he was the heir of the whole world because God will dwell with his people forever, not just in one piece of property, but in the whole world.